Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my current This is part 2 of my vanity tour collection, but brushes edition. I will leave part 1 linked down below for you guys, but this video I'm going to be talking about my brush collection, my storage, and how I clean them. So if you guys are interested, then please keep watching. Okay, so you guys know that I always have my brushes displayed sitting back there in these jars that I DIY'd. So I'm just gonna grab one. And if you couldn't tell, this one is for eyes. I did paint this myself. It is a little messy and smudgy because I did use my fingers. I wanted like that kind of streak mark because my fingers, I used 2 fingers, so it would have those nice streak marks. And then also just to give it an extra touch, I drew on eyelashes with it. So yeah, this is just my eyes and brows jar. So I'm going to go through the brushes. So I have 8 eye brushes and 4 brow products in this jar. So I'm just going to grab one out and then talk about it. So whatever one I grab, let's see. Okay, so this is the Equal Tools smudge brush, and when I hauled these videos, just quick story, I didn't know that they had names on it. I was hoping they would, but I was really surprised when they didn't. But it's in such faint writing that you can't even see it. This is a smudge brush, but I don't use it for a smudge brush. I barely use this brush actually. I've used it in maybe 2 tutorials. I use it for packing on highlight in my inner corner, just packing on like a nice gold color or whatever. I'll use it to pack it on. For smudging, I don't think it would work out nice because I like more of a dense brush for smudging, so maybe I'll try it one day, but I don't really reach for this one as often. Next up, I have this Equal Tools Stay Fierce shadow brush. I don't like this brush for packing. I don't know, it's just too wide and too soft. It's not as dense. I like this for setting my eyes. I'll use it just to set or maybe put color all over the lid, but for packing, I don't like it. Overall, it's a really good brush and I really like it. Next, I have the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. Love this brush. This has been like my ride or die, tried and true brush forever. It's amazing for packing, putting color all over the lid. This was the main brush I would use all over my lid all the time in my tutorials. I absolutely love it. It's $3. You can get it from Walmart or Target, and I really recommend this for beginners as well. Next up, I have the e.l.f. contour brush. I use it for smoking out my lower lash line. I use this all the time in tutorials. I'm always putting color on my lower lash line. It really makes the eyes pop and just adds so much more definition to your eyes. I love it. So this is like my go-to brush for putting colors on the lower lash line. I love it. It's dense, so I can build up as much color as I want to, so really recommend this. So next, I have the Equal Tools pointed concealer brush. I don't know how it would be for like a concealer brush. I don't know. I don't think it would work out good, but I mainly use this in my smoky eye tutorials when I'm putting the dark color on the outer V of my eye. Before I found the name of these, I was just guessing what it was used for, but this is a concealer brush. I'm not going to switch over and use it for a concealer brush because I love how it works for cut creases or smoky eyes when I just want to get that dark shadow directly placed somewhere. So I really love this. It's pointed, so you can try it for concealer, for your eyes, whatever floats your boat, but I really love this for the eyes. Next up, I have the e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush. I've had this forever. This is one of the first brushes by e.l.f. I ever used. It's actually one of the first brushes I ever bought. I started building my brush collection up last year and getting really into makeup, and I picked up this brush, and this brush is amazing. I love it. It's truly the best, and it's only $1. It blends out colors really good. If you're a beginner and you're just using 2 colors, these are a match made in heaven. Before I got into smoky eyes and cut creases and whatnot, and I was just using a dark color in the crease and a light color on the lid, these are the 2 I would use. These are the only 2 brushes I had last year. I've come a long way with collecting brushes up. I really love brushes, but these are just the perfect duo. It would be $4, and it's just amazing. You just pick up a $5 palette or $3.99 palette by Wet n Wild, and you can create looks, very soft looks for beginners. So if you're a beginner, definitely pick this up. Next, I have the e.l.f. Professional Eye Crease Brush. I love this. This was $1. I got this from Walmart. It's perfect for cut creases. This is the only time I really use it. If I'm doing just a simple makeup look, I want something fluffier that's going to blend out the color and everything. This isn't really a good blending brush. It's just mainly for getting the color in there. It's not going to blend it out whatsoever, but I really love this for cut creases. I use this a lot every time I'm doing a cut crease. I use it. It's perfect for just getting the color directly in there, because you know when you do your cut crease and you layer on the shadows, but that one color you just want it to cut, this is the brush for it. My last brush I have is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I got it in the Artist Palette. This brush is amazing. I use this all the time. It's truly the best. I really needed a fluffy blending brush, so when I got this palette, I was like, yes, finally, because I was gonna buy one. Now I have this. I'm still gonna end up buying more brushes, but for now I'm set. And on the other side, you get a shader brush, which is really good for packing on colors, mainly if you're using like a glitter eyeshadow, just things that are really hard to use. things that are really hard to place on your eye, you know what I mean, you would use this, but I actually use it to blend out my concealer on my eyes. And because the way it's shaped, it's perfect for defining and outlining your brows, which I use it for. If you guys saw my Get Ready With Me, I'll link it down below, but I really carve out my brows with it, so I really love this. So that's it for my eye brushes. Now I just have some tools for my brows. I have the eyebrow and eyelash comb. I got this from a local beauty supply store. I don't really use the eyelash side because it doesn't really help. I used it once or twice just to give it a chance, but it doesn't really comb out my lashes at all. The brow brush, I used to use it all the time, but I picked up the e.l.f. Professional Eyelash and Brow one, and it's just amazing. This is the best spoolie I've ever used. Before, I was using an old mascara one, and it did the job, but this is just perfect because my eyebrows are kind of thin, and this is kind of a thin spoolie. It just brushes them out perfectly, gets all the hairs together, so I really like this, and I barely use this one anymore. And then I have the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I don't use the clear mascara. I'm just not a fan of clear mascara. So when I run out of the brow gel, I will use the clear mascara until I need to buy a new one. And this is only $1. And then lastly, in this jar, I have my eyebrow color, which is the e.l.f. Eye Pencil and Coffee. Love this. This is just so universal for me, for my complexion, and also my hair. Right now I have it copper brown. When I had my hair red last year, and then I started letting my natural color come back in, which is a really dark brown, and then now I have this copper brown. This just looks good with any hair color I have. Works with my complexion. It's kind of like a ashy brown color. I swatched it. It's kind of like an ashy brown, but no matter what hair color I have, it looks good, so I really like that. Alright guys, so that was it for my eye jar, and now we're going to move on to my face jar. So this is my face jar. It's just a pretty baby blue. I didn't know what to draw on it. Like, it's not like I was going to get them mixed up. I just wanted to have a touch of something nice on it and make it pop. I didn't know what to draw on it. If you guys have any suggestions, comment down below. I have 8 face brushes and 1 face sponge, so let's just start with that. First up, I have this very dirty Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I know, it's disgusting. I'm going to be cleaning my brushes today, so don't worry. I absolutely love this. I didn't get it or ditch it on my channel, so if you want to hear all about that in my review, I will leave that link down below for you guys. So first up, I have the e.l.f. Complexion Brush. This is the first face brush I ever got, and I was using this to blend out my BB cream last year. In my old videos, it was like a struggle because I only had like 3 brushes and I was trying to do makeup looks, but I would use this to blend out my foundation and BB creams. For foundation, it's okay for blending out foundation. It's not the best. It's not going to give you that flawless finish. But it was a good brush, and it's $3, so it's a really good price. And I use this now to set my contour. I used to use it to blend out my cream contour, but I switched to a different brush, which you guys have seen in tutorials, and I will mention next, actually. But yeah, now I use it just to set my contour brush, because I don't like to use the same brush I use to set my face, to set my contour, just because, I don't know, I just don't. And I had the extra brush, so that's what I use it for. Next up, I have this e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush. This was the second brush I ever used. I picked it up. I didn't like it. It was in a product I regret buying, but then I saw one of Kathleen Light's videos, and she uses this brush to blend out her foundation, so that I used it to start blending out my foundation. I absolutely loved it. It was the best. But then I got the Beauty Blender, and I love that, so that's my new face favorite. So yeah, now I use this to blend out my contour, or just to contour with powder with, and it's the best. This stipple brush is just the best. It blends out everything flawlessly. Next, I have this e.l.f. Eye Defining Brush, which I used to use on my eyes for like my smoky eyes, but I have a new brush for that. But I love this for contouring my nose because it just gets right into the crevice right there, and it's just perfect, exactly where I want to slim my nose at. So I really love this brush. Next, I have this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I really love this brush. At first, I used it to set my eyes, and then once I got into concealer and highlighting and whatnot, I use it to blend out, and it blends out like a dream. Like, it takes seconds to just blend out. So I'll alternate between using my brush and my Beauty Blender to blend out my concealer. It depends on what mood I am or just whatever I grab. But I really love this brush, and I also use it to set under my eyes because it gets under there perfectly. I'm acting like I had powder, but you know, that dip your brush in the powder, and then it just gets right in the crevices, and it's just perfect. Next, I have this e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush, which I got it to contour, but I didn't like how it contoured my face at all. I feel like it didn't do anything for me, so I used it for setting my eyes at one point, but then it was kind of too big, and then I went back to using it for setting my contour, but I use the e.l.f. complexion brush, so I alternate between them, just whatever I feel like grabbing, that's it. But this is just something that just sits there. Next, I have this e.l.f. blush brush, and I really love this. I use this for applying my blush And my highlight, I don't have blush and highlight on today, I don't know why, but I like it. It's tapered too, so if you didn't want to use it as a blush brush or like a highlighting brush and you wanted to use it for setting your concealer, this would be perfect because it's tapered, so it would definitely get all the way up to here if you have problems there. I really, really love this brush. It's very universal, so I definitely recommend it, and it's $3. Next up, I have this round powder brush by Equal Tools. I use this to set my face. It's just your simple setting brush. You really can't go wrong with a powder brush. Like, who hates them? So I really like this brush. My last face product, this is actually a detailed lip liner brush. I didn't know that. I was like, what the hell? Ooh, oops. I was like, okay, maybe it's for packing, but it's too small for packing. So I was like, maybe eyeliner brush, but no, usually they're angled. So I started using this to put my cream contour because I didn't want to use my hands anymore. Like if you saw my contour and highlighting routine, I would use my hands to apply it, which there's nothing wrong with it as long as your hands are clean. You can apply products to your face, but I was like, I just want to use brushes, you know, so I would just put this on. It's like painting my face, and I just apply the contour, which you guys have seen in videos, and go around. And I really, really like this brush. I'm not gonna switch over to using it for a lip liner because I love the way it just gives me contour. Sometimes when I would use my hands and do the dots, like it would be too much and too thick, and it would just, it wouldn't look cute. But this, I just get a thin line of the product, and it's perfect. Alright guys, so that was my current brush collection. If you guys have brushes like these, let me know. If you use them in different ways than I do, let me know in the comments down below. But now we're going to move on to part 2 of this video, which is how I clean my brushes. Okay, so to start off, I'll cut the water on, let it get hot, and then I'll move it over to warm because I don't want it too hot. I'll take my Dove bar of soap, which is for sensitive skin, or I'll use unscented. This is actually sensitive skin. I'll wet the soap, wet the brush, and then use circular motions to get all the dirt up, and you see the color from the eyeshadow coming up. So yeah, I zoomed in for you guys, and then I'll just rinse the bar off and swirl my brush around again until it's clean, and then I will put it on the side of my sink and let the soap sit in it and kind of like deep condition it or whatever, and then I will repeat that with all my other brushes. So after I have cleaned all my brushes, I will go in starting from the first brush I cleaned, and I will start washing off all the soap.
You tried that, now give it back. You tried that, now give it back. You tried that, now give it back.
And then I will lay all my eye brushes down on this towel. It's really important to let your brushes dry on either a towel or a paper towel. And now I'm just going to go in and wash my beauty blender. This is definitely the longest to wash because so much of my foundation and concealer are up here all the time. So I usually clean this every 2 days or after each use. It just depends on how much makeup I was wearing on my face. But you definitely want to make sure you're cleaning this more often than your brushes. And I clean my brushes every Sunday. Just as long as you're doing it once a week, you should be fine. was it for my brush collection, favorites, and how I clean them. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know some of your favorite brushes down below. If you have some of these brushes, what you use them for. And tell me, do you clean your brushes the same way? I absolutely love this method. It's the best thing. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
You know what I mean? It's lashes, man. Like, I knew. Okay. I got this in a set from Equal Tools, so I will leave the set link down below. But crap. Every time I wear these lashes, my eyes bother me. Like, I think I'm allergic. I don't know.